a brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
I should just let it keep going, just run out and just, yeah. So, you're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We got open lines today. I'm going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Yes, I'm going to go through some news stories and some things that made me go, huh? Wait, what? But for the most part, I'm going to tell you what's on my mind and talk about some of the things that I looked at in the news today and went, wait, what? How's that? But it's an open line Wednesday, I guess. Friday, I got Steve Scafidi. I might try to squeeze in my Truth Roundtable on Friday. See if we can chop that up on Friday. Do I have anybody coming in Friday? I don't know. It's one of those days. It's Wednesday. So I had a lady talk, hey, today? I was like, what? It's hump day. I'm like, okay. And every time I hear it, I think about that commercial with the camel in it going, hump day. And yeah, so just one of those days. You ever just not want to be here? Ever just be like, you know what, dude? I would just do it because I said I was going to do it. But, you know, I'm here trying to take it easy. And I was fine. And then I looked at one of my news apps. So I group all of my apps, you know, health. I got like 8 or 9, you know, 1, 5, 6, 7. They can put like 9 apps in it.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
No, I didn't do that. He did that.
It's crazy because I truly don't know how I went to the next thing.
Somebody pushed the button. My hands are right here.
I don't know.
Yeah. You know why? Because it's Wednesday. Remember we came in that Monday and everything just started falling apart and stuff didn't work and the internet went down and the phone stopped working. It's just one of those days. You have to expect those days when they come. You have to expect life is going to toss you a curveball. Right? But for some reason, we tend to have this thing where we think everything is supposed to be positive, and that's just not how life goes. That's not how life rolls. But we play into this thing. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the talk and text line. Bill sent a thing in during Tory's list. Said, what freeway went through a neighborhood that was at the time a black neighborhood? That's I-43. I-43 went through Bronzeville and just chopped it up and divided it, and it ain't been the same since. But I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm just saying. So here's some of the things that disturbed me when I read them in the news. Number one, they found 2 children alone on the south side on 7th and Hayes. Nico and Jessica, they have no idea who their parents are. Like, did y'all report them stolen? This is on WISN, updated at 4:03. Right now, it's 4:06. And Milwaukee police are looking. So if you have any idea who these kids are, make sure you call somebody and say, excuse me, I know who these kids are, right? Biden called Trump's people who were voting for Trump garbage. And say Wacky Wednesday. Yes, it is. Hey, there it is. Music Monday, Wacky Wednesday. Friday is Cut Up Thursday and Pop Off Friday. All right. Now you need to write those down so you can get them to me because I'll forget. I'll be like, what was? And then Entrepreneurship Tuesday. What was Thursday again? And yeah, so. It's just interesting the stories that are starting to make the news. So we have literally 6 days to the election. I am officially tired of the election because they're tied everywhere. And later we're going to look at some of the things in Wisconsin. We are tied. Right? And so now you've got Kamala Harris, vice president, distancing herself from Biden, which was a smart thing to do, because he made a statement basically calling people who support Trump garbage. Now, you might think that, right? How'd I end up with 3, look at this, in my pocket? I'm like, what is this bulge in my pocket? So every time I would try, I'm a handkerchief carrier. So I might have one in my shirt pocket, I might have one in my jacket pocket, have one in my actual pants pocket. But literally, I found them and put them all in my pants pocket. I end up with 3 of them. Weird, ridiculous. But I digress. So Biden makes this comment that people that support Trump are garbage. I say that's his prerogative. He can say it. He's the president and do what he wants within reason. But Kamala Harris was smart. She said, hey, that's not a thing to say. That is not something you say to people you want to vote for you. because she recognizes, and her assistants, her campaign recognizes that if you diss people and you're that close, like some states are like, I think Michigan is like 0.2%. Like that's the difference between, and it's like up Republican 0.2%. That's like maybe 5 or 10,000 people, right? You can't diss those people because Biden won by what, 20,000 votes or something, some crazy number in Wisconsin? You can't dismiss because you don't know where those numbers are. And we talked about it last night. By the way, thank you to Tori Lowe and Jason Fields for Truth on Politics last night. You can't belittle people that you want to vote for you. You can't call people. It was the same as the comedian who was an idiot from the Trump rally that was in New York, Madison Square Garden, where 20,000 people showed up and he started dissing black people. Well, one, he's an insult comedian. That's what he does. But two, that wasn't the place to do it because now you're alienating the people that you want to vote for you. Biden then turns around and does what? Alienates the people that Kamala Harris wants to vote for her. Now, it's already tough. It's already a fight. And in some states, there's not less than a 1%. There's a 0.2% lead for the Trump administration. And in some states, there's a 0.3 or 0.8 lead for the Kamala Harris administration. Like at some point, all of this is going to converge next Tuesday. And if people don't recognize that even though all those people have already voted, over 1 million people have voted in Wisconsin, and there's only 3 million people here, eventually, those people are going to go vote. And you know what I think? I don't think people are going to go to the polls and make up their mind. Like, they're not going to go, I think I said that backwards. I don't think people are going to go, you know what? I got to vote for Jason Smith or Ken Harris. I'm going to vote for, and then go to the poll. I think they're going to go to the poll, and those that are going to vote for Kamala Harris are going to vote. They would have voted early, they would have voted absentee, or they're going to show up on Election Day and vote. They don't care. Nothing is going to change them. Those are going to vote for Donald Trump. They're going to send their ballot in. They're going to vote early. They're going to vote absentee, or they're going to show up on Election Day and vote. And ain't nothing going to change them. But you got that space, that thin margin that Donald Trump lost by and Hillary Clinton lost by saying one or two things that made those independent and undecided voters drift. So I don't think they're going to make up their mind until they go into the poll, sit there with the ballot in front of them, and mark it. Those are those independents. Because they have not made up their mind. They keep polling over and over and over, and you've got independents, you've got Republican and Democrat pollsters coming up with the same numbers. In this instance, I would listen to them because all of them have polled and all of them have come up with the same information in all of the swing states, including Wisconsin. They are in a tie in Wisconsin. It is a virtual tie. There's no wiggle room at all in Wisconsin. And you're going to have to make up your mind. Now, there's also a referendum at the bottom, a constitutional referendum to ask whether or not you should allow a change to the Constitution that says only U.S. citizens can vote in the election. I don't even understand, and I'm going to argue that later. I don't even understand why we're even having a conversation that somebody who's not a citizen want to vote. Somebody argued with me and said, well, they pay taxes. Last time I checked, if you didn't pay taxes, you could still vote. If you pay taxes, you can vote. It's being a citizen that allows you to vote, not whether or not you pay taxes. So just because you pay taxes doesn't give you the right or the privilege to vote. Virginia just found out that when they started getting rid of people who were not citizens and they wanted to vote, they went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court reversed it and said, yeah, you can continue to take those people off the roll because they don't belong there. Your state law allows you to remove those people. They are not citizens. Well, are we going to go back and find out who signed them up to vote in the first place? We already know that Wisconsin doesn't have a lot of voter fraud. Let's be honest. I think maybe 2 or 3 people, tops, maybe 5, have actually been convicted of voter fraud or found to have done it. So it's not an issue here. But are we really in Wisconsin open enough? Strike that. Are we in America open enough to let foreigners come in and vote in our election? That makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. But I'll listen to people argue and I think to myself, you've already given them hotel space, food. They get to order Uber Eats. they get all this stuff that we're not even giving to the homeless people that are in the parking rides at Holt and College Avenue. But for some reason, it's okay. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017. Should we let people that are not citizens vote? It makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense to let somebody who's not a citizen vote in America. But my fear is that that's going to be the linchpin. That's going to be the thing that trips this election. And so we have to be careful. We have to be careful. And this assumption that people that are illegal are going to vote for Kamala Harris is just as ridiculous as thinking they would vote for Donald Trump. They shouldn't be voting at all, so it should be a non-issue. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation!
And all our juicy jammers out there.
Make certain that you tap into Jam with Juice each and every day so you can quench your thirst.
That is right. You already know you can sip on us every single day, like Benjamin said, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. But that's not all, y'all.
Catch us exclusively on YouTube for our 6 to 7 show.
Yep, only on Thursdays.
Catch Jamming with Juice each and every day on 1017 The Truth.
Now sip on that.
My name is Anton Moore. Around here, we have hardworking people that just need a break. Whether it's investing in small businesses or making housing affordable, Vice President Harris gets it.
Kamala Harris is making sure black men have the tools to build generational wealth. She'll put a policy in place that gives 1 million forgivable loans to help entrepreneurs, including black entrepreneurs, start their own businesses. She also plans to give $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time homeowners and crack down on racial bias in home appraisals. Harris's plan will help black men own more assets so we can build long-term wealth.
This is what an investment in my community looks like. We're trying to build generational wealth. No get-rich-quick schemes, no scams, no one-time check, none of that. Vice President Harris got our back. I'll be there on November 5th. Will you be there?
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for President.
The WIAA football playoffs is here. We have a huge battle this Friday night as the number 1 seeded Marquette Hilltoppers take on the number 4 seeded De Pere Redbirds. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Dear Dad, I don't say this enough, but you're my hero. I know you're not feeling this election, but please do me a favor. Vote. Our Black history, my access to health care, and our voting rights are under attack. Extreme politicians want to take away our voice and our vote. Our future, my future, is on the ballot right now. You have the power to make sure my voice is heard. Please, Dad, use your power. Vote like my life depends on it. Paid for by NAACP.
Here at the new 101.7 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 101.7 The Truth, founded by American Family Insurance. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Scott, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, good evening. Just 2 points, both on the non-citizens voting and then the Virginia voter roll purge.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of non-citizens voting, but I understand why some communities allow it, and that's really what the issue is they don't want a community that has not illegal, I'm not talking illegal immigrants that have legal status but are not citizens, they do not want to vote. Now, there's some communities where you have large populations of non-citizens, and as a functionary like city or local government, you've got to do tax, you've got to do trash collection, you've got to do buses, and all these people are part of that support process. So if it's a huge population, they may allow them to vote.
But why would you allow somebody to vote?
When you got to do the mechanics.
Yeah, but you're not a citizen, and that's a privilege for citizens. That's not a privilege just because you decided to come here. If you went to another country, you think Canada would let you vote? Even in local elections?
It's a federal election. I'm not going to that's a federal election.
I don't care.
Talking about communities.
I don't care. Absolutely
that's
not.
Fine.
You're not
I understand
a citizen.
You don't care.
But then
I understand.
But
you
then
don't
why
care.
would a local?
Some people have to.
But why would a local?
Go ahead.
Why would a local city council allow people who literally can vote and then leave have any voice? And they're not tied to the community.
Well, everybody's that, right?
No.
Everybody's that.
No.
I can leave my city any day I want. I can vote in my election on Tuesday, and I can move to another state.
That's true.
But I'm just saying is that they might say, hey, we want these people to have some voice on what they're – I'm not saying right or wrong, but I understand if you actually have to run a day-to-day operational, functional government.
It's kind of against the law.
That's why they do it.
I mean,
there's some people that do it.
I know, but it's against the law.
I mean, we count them, in the census. So it's not against the law in the local government. It's not. I mean, Waukesha could say we're going to allow the city of Waukesha could say illegal immigrants can vote in our city elections. That's not against the law. That's what the constitutional change in Wisconsin is trying to do. So
no, they're actually trying to say that you can't. That if you're not a citizen, you can't.
Correct. But right now it's legal that the city of Waukesha can do that. As far as the Virginia thing, that is just typical Republican usually run with this, where they want a voter purge, and what they hope is, maybe there's some non-citizens that somehow registered, which is also against the law, but the key is to capture legal voters and purge them from the rolls. They did it. They had a whole strategy in 2008. They had a whole strategy in 2012.
But you can be a legal voter, but you're not supposed to be on the roll. I think that's what the point is. Like, just because you're a legal voter and just because you can vote, you don't belong on a roll just because you're on a roll if you're on the wrong one. If you don't belong or you haven't voted, and state law says if you haven't voted in X amount of elections, you're purged and you got to re-register, that's the law.
That's fine. But they never do this proactively. They're doing it right before an election.
Does it matter when you do
line to vote?
You still can't vote.
What's that?
Does it matter when you do it? You still can't vote. You're not supposed to be voting. You need to be registered. Why is that a problem? Like, why can't people just follow the law?
You're jumping ahead of me here. If you're a legal registered voter and you registered legally, and you're you're eligible to vote, you've done nothing wrong. But your name is Julio Gonzalez.
No, that's not what they're doing. No, that's not what they're. Come on, man. You know that's not what they're doing.
That everybody with that name is going to end up being purged.
That's not true.
They are not going individual.
Yes, they are. They have to.
No, they don't. They don't have to.
All right.
They should.
All right. All right, well, thank you much, Scott. I appreciate it. Keep listening and keep calling. I'm going to try to squeeze through here before we take a break. I appreciate it.
Take care.
All right. 833-212-1017 is the number. David, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Yeah, as far as that, they're just trying to clarify the language so that no politician can say, well, it doesn't say no U.S. citizen can't vote. Right. So that's what they're trying to do. And as far as Biden calling Trump supporters garbage, he's a senile old man with dementia. It really don't make a difference. But I'm gonna, and then they came out with this thing that he should have been an asterisk or apostrophe after that. So I'm gonna pull the same trick. I'm saying that guy that was at the rally and was talking about Puerto Rico. He didn't say people. He said it was the island. Never mentioned people. He just said the island was garbage. So there. Yeah.
Wow. Good point.
Yeah, I had a nice discussion with Mr. What's his name? Sherwin the other day.
Okay.
And he got under my skin. He gets under my skin, but I hope I get under his skin a little bit. And I know Millicent out there. Now, on Wednesday next week, when Trump wins, I'm going to call, and I want to talk you off the ledge because, Millicent said something that was really not very nice. He said, I'm the reason they should keep abortion. And I don't think a churchgoer lady like that should be talking like that. So,
well, but she has a right to talk that way if she wants to.
I know she has a right to talk to her. She could say that, but I'm just saying I don't think that's very nice of her to say it.
Well, everybody has opinions, just like they got armpits.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
So you have a good day, Mr.
Dr. Ken
Harris.
You don't even know my name?
Dr. Ken.
You don't even know my name?
Yeah, your name is Dr. Ken Harris. I know it.
All right. Thank you much. Appreciate you, David.
Goodbye.
It just comes down to everybody has a right to their own opinion, and when people differ, it's okay. You don't get to change somebody's mind because you disagree with them. Just makes no sense. I don't know. Anyway, who am I? I'm Dr. Ken Harris, and I'm talking to you about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Get the look you want for your home with customizable windows and doors that are quality tested. Pella's offerings include fold-away hardware, custom colors, ease of maintenance, shades between the glass, integrated roll screens, and on top of all that, noise reduction. Celebrate Gina Della from Pella's 60th birthday. Turning 60, but they got a new offer. Put 0 down, 0% interest for 60 months. That's right, 0 for 60 for Gina's 60th birthday. Certain restrictions apply. Book your appointment on or before November 8th and get started at PellaWI.com. That's PELLAWI. See, you didn't know I could spell. Even though I went to public school, that's PellaWI.com.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm done voting for Democrats this year. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Senator Baldwin's policies have crushed Black Americans. We are paying more for food, clothes, and everyday items than ever. It's harder than ever to find affordable housing. Democrats say defund the police. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Who pays the price when there aren't enough cops on the street? Whose neighborhood gets violent? We see that violence and pay that price, not people in the suburbs. It's folks like us trying to go to work, take care of our kids, live our lives, wondering if something's going to happen on our block. How about jobs? Democrats let 12 million illegal aliens come here the last 4 years. Who are they taking jobs from? Not people in the suburbs. They take those jobs from us. I'm done voting for Democrats this year.
I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Hovde for Wisconsin.
Truth Nation, be sure to tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth all day on Election Day, as we will keep you updated on everything you need to know about the 2024 presidential and local elections. In addition to our usual daily lineup, we will have special election coverage starting at 6 p.m. Tune in from 6 p. to 8 p. as we will be broadcasting the Truth Summit, which was led by Dr. Ken Harris, and he was joined by Sherwin Hughes, Jason Fields, and State Senator Dora Drake for a lively debate on the state of education, policy, and politics for the Black community. Then as soon as the polls close at 8 p.m., Dr. Ken Harris will be joined by 620 WTMJ's John McCure for election night coverage until 11 p.m. Again, stay up to date on everything you need to know when it comes to the election by tuning into the award-winning 1017 The Truth on Election Day from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
An earlier accident on 94 eastbound through the stadium interchange has been cleared. We do have backups, though, from 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side's backed up from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Also seeing backups on 894 eastbound through the Hale interchange all the way to about 68th Street. Southbound 43, watch for backups from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly to mostly cloudy, windy, warm, isolated showers to the west, a high of 78. Tonight, rain and storms, breezy and warm with a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Truth Sports Update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Kyle Wallace. The Green Bay Packers were back on the practice field today, and the thing everyone has been talking about was the status of franchise quarterback Jordan Love. Love injured his groin on Sunday in a win against the Jaguars and was one of 7 players from the Packers who did not practice today. This will be something to watch throughout the week as the Packers host divisional rival, the Detroit Lions, in a game for first place in the NFC North on Sunday. The Milwaukee Bucks are off today, but prepare for a road matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night. The Bucks are looking to get back in the winning column after losing 3 straight games. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. and can be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday, 10 a.m. for another episode of Community Heartbeats, presented by Outreach Community Health Center. Sherwin Hughes will be joined by Dr. Nicole Mubanae. I think I said that right, Mubanae, Chief Medical Officer at Outreach Community Health Centers, where they will be discussing the fact that 9 out of 10 American adults struggle with health literacy. They don't know what their numbers are, what's important, what's good, what's bad. How can we better understand our personal health? Well, they'll discuss it. This is not just a show, it's a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness. Do not miss Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers, this Saturday, 10 a.m., right here on 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk. 833-212-1017 is the number. White Widow, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Very good. Good afternoon. Have you ever traveled abroad, Dr. Ken? Have you been overseas or out of the country?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. My issue with having non-citizens vote is that it's a no issue. They are not allowed to vote. They should not be allowed to vote. Trump and them are talking about deporting only convicted non-citizens. There's 11 million, they estimate, here non-citizens, illegals. Asylum for economics is not a basis to come in this country.
Correct.
Political or religious persecution. My issue is that now we have schools garnered just for Hispanic population. We got UMOs, a strip mall with everything right underneath one roof. And the fact of the matter is, we have a city full of workers who are not documented, who are being exploited by employers. They don't have the protections of state or federal workplace laws. And for the last 40 years, all I've seen is this influx of illegal workers diminishing the opportunities for civilians to get decent jobs at a fair day and a fair pay. It's garbage. So, no, they don't get to vote. It's bad enough they're getting paychecks that citizens should be getting.
Well,
and
if you're going to come in and work, you're going to end up being like some of those countries that actually say these are the only jobs you can have, these are the only places you can live. I think America is a little bit, and I'm being facetious when I say a little bit, beyond that. Like, this is a country where you can come, and if you work, you get paid. They're not necessarily taking jobs from people who want to work, because you have to want to work. What? Give me an example of the jobs that they're taking from people here in the U.S. that want to work and they're not working.
Construction. They will work under substandard conditions. They will work without protective equipment. They will be on roofs without knee pads. They will be on roofs without harnesses.
Where are the people that are trying to get those jobs that are not getting those jobs?
They will not hire them because they know the basics of what's anticipated and expected in
You're
the
not
workplace
answering my question.
Safety.
You're not answering my question.
They're going there for the jobs, but they're not getting hired, because they know American citizens who know the rights and the laws are going to be a little bit more assertive on that job site than an illegal who's afraid to say anything, because like hydride chemical used to do under the viaducts, say a word and we call ICE. So, no, get these employers arrested who are hiring these people who should not be hired because they're not legal. That's what's happening. It's the employers. It's a warm body labor pool that hotels and everybody likes and loves.
But you and I both know that the majority of people that are working at those places, and are there some people who are undocumented? Absolutely. Are there some people who are here illegally? Yes. But you and I both know the majority of those companies don't hire those because you and I both know they would be in trouble with the federal government. So
I'm sorry, but I can remember. There's prominent bakeries right now. I can take you in Milwaukee, and I'll take you in back. And there are bakers who are illegal.
And
who are
show me the people
Milwaukee
who are piling
bakeries.
in and want those jobs. Show me.
They're not. There are people who want those jobs. There's bakers. Are you kidding me? That's a trade. That's a skill. But these people are not even considering those for employment, and specifically Lakeside Bakery. I was there. Are not considering those
do
people
me a favor and stop naming businesses that can end up getting you
well, sorry. I work there. It's not. It's just that, if they want to come after me for slander, I'm speaking the truth. I worked there for over a year, so I know quite fluently what was happening.
But you can't prove it. You don't have any documentation. You don't have any paperwork. You don't have any people.
I got pictures. I got texts from the owners. Are you kidding me?
Listen to what I'm saying.
I got proof, but I don't have any intention. I don't have any intention in dragging anybody down, taking someone out of their house and breaking up a family.
All right.
I'm sorry?
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you much. Appreciate it. 833-212-1017 is. I guess she's not going to listen, so I guess, it is what it is. Cody, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Turn your radio down.
Hey.
Turn your radio down so I can talk to you. All right.
Good. So like a Haitian and Afro-American man. So doing good. So I can vote. Your program is great, but I see you a little while. But yeah, we can vote. I don't think we take the job or something. You know what I'm saying? We just everybody come to work. But it's crazy, like you said. I guess we all should be able just to vote, like you said, right, Ken?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say everybody should be able to vote. I said if you're a citizen, you should be able to vote. If you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be voting.
Okay, so if my friends are felonies, where they shouldn't vote by law, right? But after they get off of the felony paper, then they can vote. And if you're a citizen, you got that. But it's so crazy because my little clique is we listen to radio shows. So sometimes we feel like voting, and sometimes we don't because it's just so crazy. Because people we're into a lot of. I can't talk like crazy on the radio. We're into a lot of mess that we don't even really need. I think you kind of understand me here. We just go by the basic needs, just follow the rules, like you said. We're good. But we go through all this people get mad about all the stuff that they don't like. People talking before them is nonsense, but we get nowhere. But you know what I do? And we never talked about it, Ken. You know what we really need is faith to God. That's our higher power, if you believe in whoever. That's going to be the main one. He made us, he created us all. So we worry about president, this, that. You need to worry about God, the Allah God of our nation. That's what you worry about. It's good to have a presidential or whatever dictator around the world, but you focus on God, and I think this world will be a better place.
All right. Thank you much, Cody. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't even hang up. He just disappeared. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, we got Sandra, we got talk and text line, we got all sorts of things going on. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
My name is Anton Moore. Around here, we have hardworking people that just need a break. Whether it's investing in small businesses or making housing affordable, Vice President Harris gets it.
Kamala Harris is making sure black men have the tools to build generational wealth. She'll put a policy in place that gives 1 million forgivable loans to help entrepreneurs, including black entrepreneurs, start their own businesses. She also plans to give $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time homeowners and crack down on racial bias in home appraisals. Harris's plan will help black men own more assets so we can build long-term wealth.
This is what an investment in my community looks like. We're trying to build generational wealth. No get-rich-quick schemes, no scams, no one-time check, none of that. Vice President Harris got our back. I'll be there on November 5th. Will you be there?
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for President.
Registration is now open for Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Microsoft Certification Course. Classes start Monday, November 11th, 2024 through Friday, January 10th, 2025. Join them Mondays and Wednesdays from 9:30 to 11:30 with practice times available on Fridays from 9:30 to 11:30. Earn your Microsoft certificate in PowerPoint, Word, and Excel, all with an in-person instructor. Work at your own pace and add new skills to your resume. For more information, visit tmul.org. Hurry, space is limited.
All insurance companies, they want to know where are your cars housed.
Right.
They want to know how far you driving to get to and from work every day. They want to know all these different things for weather patterns. Are you living in northern Wisconsin or are you living down in Tornado Alley somewhere in Kentucky? These things make a difference as to how your insurance rates are formed. I need you to be factual, and every single time somebody commits these different frauds, it all adds up and everybody ends up paying the price for it down the road.
Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I was trying to fake my voice and sound like Sherwin talking about me. Dr. Ken Harris. Garage doors giving you headaches like my voice is? Well, the best way I know how to deal with it is to call my friends at Geis, family owned since 1955. That's before I was born. Geis is the trusted authority on garage doors and openers in southeastern Wisconsin. You can trust me. I use them too. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, doors I have, they have doors for every single budget and will even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. So for fast, reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com, Geis doors.com. Actually, you can tell them Dr. Ken sent you by calling 262-784-4250. That's 262-784-4250. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Or in my case, call Sandra. You're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Hi, Sandra. How are you? I'm doing fine. How are you? I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm
good.
back.
Okay. Back and forth and back and forth and back. How's your daughter doing?
Not so good.
All right.
I got to work with her.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, she worked with you. She had to put up with you for years. Now you got to put up with her. Oh, wait a minute. You're the mom, so.
But she did, really. She was really good. She was participated in a lot of stuff. Boys clubs and all that stuff. Summerfest and a lot of stuff, you know. In fact, she got points in college for doing all that stuff.
Where'd she go to school? Where'd she go to college?
Lakeland in Sheboygan.
Yep. All right. That's what's up.
Yeah, she did real good. So I'm working with her. She's still, you know, she's not really quite on the path yet, but we're getting her.
She gonna get there.
Getting her there.
She gonna get there. God is good.
Oh yeah.
Yep. She gonna get there.
Oh yeah. I'll work with her, and sometimes men kind of slow. Her dad is kind of slow. He's experienced and kind of similar problems too. So, so I got two people. And then they called me and told me my son up there in the prison one, he's got 40% of his hard working. So I got 3 days going.
Yeah.
So now I got to get up there, see what's wrong with him.
But you're not going to be put through anything that you can't handle.
Hey, I got you.
That's right.
Mama's going to always try to do it. And then,
Truth Nation got
I
you.
won't do it is when I'm dead and gone. But, I heard you call my name yesterday. How about that?
Say what?
Yes, I did. I heard you call my name. I heard you call Cindy.
I sure did.
Yep.
I sure did. I'm like, where's she at? Where's she at? But I know you're taking care of family, and that's more important than anything.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you listening.
4 times that girl been in the hospital. Yeah. 4 times home, back. But anyways, and then I was thinking about when you said it, I was thinking about Al come up with good points too about the city.
Mm-hmm.
He come up with a lot of good points. And then you just said about how Bronzeville was gutted through with that expressway.
Yep.
So I lived that. I lived it because I was here and I was going to elementary and all that stuff, Robert Folk and all that. But I didn't know what was really happening because I never kept track of, why our central cities were being gutted out like they were.
Yeah.
But, you could talk about the voting and stuff like that. Now, isn't some saying that immigrants that don't have citizenship can't vote? Is it something say that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The problem is the wording is soft, so it doesn't say they can't vote, right? So people are playing games with it, and personally, I think it does a disservice to those of us who fought and died and worked hard and supported this country so that we could have rights. But you wouldn't give us rights, and we were enslaved, but you want to give them away to somebody who's not even a citizen. That's insult. I think that's insulting to black people, and that's insulting to Native Americans, people that were here, and you want to dismiss us and give it to somebody who wasn't born here, and I just find that unconscionable.
Well, they were bringing them in by the back door and making them work for free. I know that Kathy Lee Gifford, she had them picking cotton over there by her for her fabric.
Yeah, but
they do a lot of stuff undercover, but then all of a sudden they crying. They brought them here. They brought us here against our will. What they crying about? Now they don't want us to have anything. They're taking our schools away, everything. So what are they crying about? They brought these people here. You still there?
I'm still here. I'm just trying to come up with an argument, but I don't look. I'm trying to come up with an argument, but I don't have one to argue with you. I mean, you're right.
You don't have to argue. I know, they did. They brought it. I mean, they stole us from another country. So I mean, we've been fighting ever since. We're still fighting. So I mean, what's the big tears about? I've seen them over here because they work over here a lot, and I've seen them fall off the roof and wouldn't go to the hospital.
That's because they couldn't. But watch this. If they go to a hospital, they'll actually be treated. They'll give them a bill. They're not going to ask them about citizenship, and they won't. And they're not going to pay the bill because one, they don't have the money. Two, so they don't have the insurance. So, but that accident is going to get reported to OSHA, and your business had an accident.
Nobody never called nobody.
Well, but again, your business had an accident, and you got to report that. But if you don't go to the hospital. I don't think it was a business. I think they work together in a unit with each other. I don't know.
I think it was like a father-son team. It looked like, like that. But like I said, these people need to stop crying and go and start doing what we need to do to get somebody in office that's going to help America, not just part of us, just work all together. But anyways, I'm going to let you go. I'll call you back. I got to do some more homework, though.
All
okay.
Right. Take care. 833-212. What? Did you hang up? That's weird. Like, I didn't touch it. They just cut off in mid-sentence. I think that's Jason. doing it. He'd be like, I'm tired of this person talking on the phone. Talking text line, Marcus said, please talk about President Biden calling Trump supporters garbage. I did. I talked about that earlier, and I thought that was a little out of bounds to the point where Vice President Kamala Harris said, hey, we don't need to be calling people names because some of them you want to vote for you and you just, yeah. And say vote? Of course not. Let's not overcomplicate this. Ishmael said if they're not citizens, U.S. citizens, I agree, they should not be allowed to vote, but yet at the same time, they're not welcome here. How is that? Because they let them in for free. They let them in without vetting them. And so you're only welcome here if you want to be productive, get a job, apply for citizenship, and then become a citizen. But even then, you don't get to vote. I'll split the difference. Vote locally, because locally that's where you live and you pay taxes. But at some point, you need to become a citizen. If you don't become a citizen within a certain amount of time, you're gone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And Ishmael, I see your question, and I'm working on it as we speak. And let me type it in my phone. Oops, I can't spell. Okay. So somebody asked that they said we advertise Erie Insurance and they wanted to get some information and get a number. So I'm going to get a phone number for them. I just sent Fred Johnson, the Vice President and Wisconsin State Manager for Erie Insurance. I just sent him a text and said, hey, can you give me a number somebody can call to get insurance? Brian said white people are so afraid of losing the semblance of control that they line up behind a liar, a cheater, a fraudster, all facts, no feelings. The system is not corrupt. The people are. I think you could probably say that for both sides. You could say that for both sides. The political system in America needs to change. I think we need to get rid of the two-party system, and we just need to have people vote. And you don't get to line people up, and you don't get to do all that. Can you tell me if an illegal immigrant commits crimes, they will be deported or go to jail? Depends on if they're caught, depends on what state they're in, depends on if they report it to ICE or Border Patrol. It depends on a lot of what the local community does. Normally, depending on the crime, they'll be jailed, well, technically, or go to prison, or be deported. But afterwards, normally they're deported. But again, when you have an administration that doesn't even allow people to be recorded, they could just come in and then you let them go. And some of them are already criminals. We can't control it. Is it all of them? Nowhere near. No, it's not. But at some point, that needs to be controlled, because I'm thinking if one person loses their life and they're a U.S. citizen or here illegally, if they lose their life because somebody else kills them and they're not supposed to be here, that's a problem. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5 next.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
Truth Nation, it is Denise Thomas from Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, and I am so excited for you to tune in to our monthly interview with Old National Bank. Old National Bank will be joining us to discuss why they are so committed to supporting women and people of color-owned businesses, while also discussing their Empowerment Loan Program, which can provide your business access to funds up to $5 million. So don't miss our Truth Be Told monthly interview with Old National Bank at 8 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place, and instead of what you came for, you found a phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. For help with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Hey, Milwaukee, time is almost here. You a Truth fan? You've been signed up? Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway is tomorrow. Tomorrow. They pick one caller, one person that's qualified to win $5,000. So make sure you tune in to Truth Be Told in the morning. That's 4 and 4. Let me see. 4 and 1 is 12 in 15 hours. Sometime between 7 and 9, they're going to do what? They're going to pick a $5,000 winner. So you need to be by your phone. You need to be listening. They're going to call. And if you don't answer when they call you, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to the next person and keep going to the next person, until somebody answers. And they win. That's the Big Gruber 5K giveaway tomorrow on Halloween of all days on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. There's nothing spooky. There's nothing spooky. If you win $5,000 on Halloween, ain't nothing spooky. That's what I'm talking about. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Number 5.
Anybody go out last night? Did y'all go out last weekend? You go out last weekend? Anybody on Brady Street?
Oh, no, I ain't go to Brady. That's...
What?
Oh, no, I'll stay away from the Brady.
Why?
It be reckless on the weekend on Brady.
Bar owners in one of this city's most popular nightlife neighborhoods are calling for changes after what they call chaotic Saturday night. Video circulating social media showed a group of young people mounting a fire truck while others used patio furniture as weapons in a brawl. While Brady Street had an official Halloween celebration last Saturday night, business owners said they suspected the outburst of chaos had little to do with those festivities. Multiple bar owners, asked to be kept anonymous out of concerns over possible retaliation, said today conditions have worsened this year on Brady Street. Those bar owners described previous instances of bringing people open alcohol containers into their business, refusing to make a purchase, and then refusing to leave when asked to. However, they said, last Saturday was more troubling than they had ever seen. Nick Hansen, who says he's lived near Brady Street for the last 3 years, said previous issues led him to stay away. So help me right. So you live on Brady Street, you live near there. Saturday comes, you leave your house. Where you going? I'm going to Madison. I'm going to Sheboygan. Like, I'm going to Port White. You leave your house to go somewhere else because people come to your neighborhood to party. Think about how bad that has to be. Milwaukee Police Department did not respond to messages today asking whether officers made arrests in connection to the disorder. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky did not respond to a message seeking a statement about the video showing partiers getting up on top of a fire truck. Jeff Fleming, spokesperson for Mayor Cavalier Johnson, said neither the police nor the fire departments briefed the mayor's office today about any issues on Brady Street over the weekend. So, what do you do? This ain't the first time they done had issues in entertainment areas, right? They're going to need to do like they always do and basically shut down the street and tell people, here's how we're going to do it from now on. Just like they did Water Street, right? They let all the suburbanites come in, come downtown and cut off the street. But then the black club that was down on the south end, south of Wisconsin, people walk across the street, they write them tickets. So you block off the street on the north end for all the white folks that come from the suburbs, and they can walk freely and be drunk. But if you're on the south end, when it used to be, I forget the name of the nightclub that was down there, they would write people tickets and harass people, and I was like, y'all need to quit doing that. And I was a sergeant in District 1 at the time. And I'm like, that's not cool. Like, that's just not cool. You know, white folks get away with stuff and you jack them down there? Yeah, I guess that's why I got sent to PPS, because they transferred me out.
Number 4.
Milwaukee Police School Board, as you know, last night we talked about it. They presented a plan at a special meeting to either close or merge the schools. If you don't know, the schools are Andrew Douglas Middle School, Our Avenue, Sherman, Clark Street, Starnes Discovery Learning Center, Brown Street Academy, Seaford, Carver Academy, Oliver Wendell Holmes, Jackson Elementary School, Hopkins Lloyd, and La Follette, and also Keefe Avenue. So somebody said, well, the majority of these schools are in black communities. I'm like, aren't all of them on the north side? Most of the schools are located on the city's north side. Which of these schools is on the south side? Oh, Jackson. They had to throw one white school in there. They had to throw one. Jackson. It's in the Jackson Park area. Okay, we put one. Yeah. The north side schools deserve the same investments with equitable facilities, specialties, and support. You don't have enough students in those schools. You should have done this in 2018. You've had 6 years, you haven't done anything. And now you're trying to take another 10 years to make the change. What you need to do is rip the Band-Aid off, merge, close, and sell the property. You've got less students being born, so you got less students in school. Those kids are in high school, and when they rotate out, there are not a lot of kids in K-8 that are going to be coming to high school. So when you're done with middle schools and elementary schools, you're going to run into the same thing for high schools. So let's just get in front of it now. This talking to your blue in the face is fine. But again, you got the wrong school board in there. It's going to take you 10 years to close a school? 10 years? Are you kidding me? Well, we have a 10-year facility plan. No, you don't have a 10-year facility plan. You need to figure out which ones are going to close. So you need to send kids to one school, rehab, refix, tear down, and rebuild, because it's probably cheaper to rebuild the school than it is to actually rehab it, right? And then just move on. This is ridiculous. Have you been in some of those schools? When I was a kid in the 70s and late 60s in school, the school buildings were old. Those same school buildings are here. I don't understand it. And they all look the same all over the country. That terrible brick is either green or it's gray or it's beige, right? The bathrooms are dark. I went into a boy's bathroom to use the bathroom, and I was like, my goodness, it's so bad, I would not want to go use the bathroom in a bathroom. It's that bad. Not like dirty, filthy bad, just like depressing bad. It's terrible. So what kid do you know wants to go to school and be depressed at school? It's crazy. Can you say the word crazy still? You're crazy? Okay. You can't call people crazy, but you can say the word crazy, right? Okay.
Number 3.
WISN.com. Well, it started. 2 dogs were stolen during a daytime burglary in Milwaukee, prompting a police investigation. The break-in happened at 1:30 p.m. Sunday, 24th and West Lawn. According to Milwaukee police, the suspect forced entry into the residence and took an 11-month-old English bulldog and a 13-year-old Chihuahua. Now, first of all, multiply 13 times 7. Right? That's a 91-year-old Chihuahua. What you going to do with that dog? What you going to do with that dog? The owner, Joe Canizzo, the dog's owner, said that everybody in this house is traumatized, my kids, myself. I mean, like I said, these are our babies, you know. Rania, the English bulldog, is described as having a black body, tan face, wearing a pink multicolored collar at the time of theft. The Chihuahua, named Ginger, kind of fitting, has a tan body and is wearing a gray collar. It's not fair for the dogs, it's not fair for the owner, it's not fair for these kids. He said he's willing to give out a cash reward to get both dogs back. You think he's going to get the dogs back?
I don't think so, but I hope so.
Wow. Why don't you think he's going to get the dogs back?
I do not think. I think them dogs probably gone, man.
Wow. Really?
Like, I don't know if they dead, but I just think they gone.
They say them dogs gone. and you were so adamant about it. Oh, yeah, they gone. Wow. Wow. Thank you for your support.
I hope so. I pray for them.
I'm not a dog person, so I'm not the guy to ask you to help. Can you help me with my dogs? No.
I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
I am not a dog. I like dogs. I'm just not a dog person. I'm more of a cat person.
No.
Why don't you like cats? Why do you like cats?
Cats, they're a little scary.
What?
They're a little scary.
Why? Because they have human. They move like human people,
like, they're too independent.
and they can get lazy, and they can just rub all up on you.
They too independent.
I love cats.
Jumping all up on the sink and all of that. Like, man, these
well, you got to train them right. You got to train them right. You can't just let the cat take over your house.
And then they get to boo boo and pee in the crib. That's a good part.
No, that's you have to train them and to go in the litter box and they're fine. They're fine. My daughter has 2 cats. And so I can never, like, if they're not my cats, I can never tell, like, which is which and what their name is. And but I had a cat. His name was Woody. He died. What you look at me like that
I didn't know you was finna go.
He had liver failure or kidney failure, and he got sick, and we had to go get him euthanized.
Was he older or?
I would say he's about 10 years old, 12 years old. We brought him from Chicago, so he lived a good long life. But here's the kicker. So we got another cat, right? The second cat was Brewster. Brewster was like his own cat. Like, Brewster was like, hey, dude, this is my house. People come in the house, he'd look at you like, who you? So then Brewster got sick, and we had to put him down too. So then we went and got another cat because my daughter said, I want a cat. I want a cat. My older daughter, she's already out the house in college and moving on. And so he said she wanted a cat. So we got a cat. Guess how long we kept this cat?
How long?
About a month.
What happened?
He was just like wild. And so we're thinking, well, we got to take the cat back. My daughter going to be upset. So she going to go to the place. You know, that animal place over on Wisconsin, yeah. Right? Right near Blue Mound, right near the highway. I'm like, okay, we're going to take the cat back. So we take the cat back. My daughter literally, if you're on YouTube, you can see that. My daughter literally, she's holding the cat, and, you know, me and my wife are like, oh, no, she's going to cry. She's going to get upset. We got to get the cat back. Oh, my daughter goes, oh, okay, see you later. Here. All right, let's go. I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat. I'm like, wait, what? Huh?
She ain't feel like dealing with that cat either.
I'm done with this cat. I send him back. He done. It's like, wow. Okay. That's when you know you have mature children, right? When they get to a certain age, they're like, nah, I'm good. I was like, we was kind of feeling all kind of, you know, feeling some kind of emotional way about the cat. She's like, she rubbed it and sent that cat on his way like, beat it, deuces. Okay. I was like, wow, that's really supportive. That was like, wow, tough. Now, we had a topic earlier that I wanted to talk about, and I never got around to the story.
Number 2.
The Supreme Court temporarily halted the lower court ruling ordering 1,600 voters back on the Virginia rolls. The United States Supreme Court today agreed to take up an emergency challenge from Virginia, temporarily halting a federal judge's decision that ordered it to reinstate hundreds of potential non-citizens to the state's voter rolls. The decision is a victory for Judge Glenn Youngkin and comes just days after the state of Virginia filed an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court to halt a lower court decision, ordering it to restore the names of some 1,600 individuals to its voter roll. It said, and where's this from? It's from FoxNews.com. We are pleased by the Supreme Court's order today, Youngkin told Fox News in a statement following the decision, to which he described it as a victory for common sense and election fairness. At the heart of the case is whether Virginia's voter removal process violates a so-called quiet period under the National Voter Registration Act, or a federal law requiring states to halt all systemic voter roll maintenance 90 days before a federal election. So that argument pitted the Department of Justice, which sued the state over its removal program earlier this month, against Youngkin, who insisted the state's process is individualized and conducted in accordance with state and federal law. Justice Department officials reiterated their argument today following the court decision. The department brought this suit to ensure that every eligible American citizen can vote in our elections. We disagree with the Supreme Court order, but they're removing people that are not citizens. So how do you confirm that they're citizens? And I think that's the crux of this issue. Virginia's voter roll maintenance program was implemented in August and compares the State Department of Motor Vehicles list of self-identified non-citizens to its list of registered voters. Individuals without citizenship were flagged and informed that their voter registration would be canceled unless they could prove their citizenship in 14 days. Does that seem reasonable? That kind of seems reasonable. So when you get your driver license, it tells whether or not you're a citizen or not, right? If you're not a citizen, it says non-citizen, but I have you, same address, on the voter roll, voting, you can't. So they remove your name. The Justice Department is saying, nope, can't do that, which is weird to me. They also cited, Justice Department also cited concerns in their lawsuit that eligible voters may be incorrectly removed from the rolls without adequate notice or within time to correct the mistake. So here's my question. Does Virginia have same-day voting? Because you can figure it out and you can fix it, and you have an ID card that shows that you're a citizen, you should be able to vote. You should be able to register, like in Wisconsin, on the day of the election. I'm just saying. Kind of strange, but somebody should look out for it because I think in the future they're going to be using that as fodder for, whoever doesn't win, they're going to fight.
Number 1.
From JS Online, Marquette poll here in Wisconsin puts Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a dead heat here in Battleground, Wisconsin. That's according to a final Marquette University Law School poll released today. Among likely voters, 50% support Harris, 49% back Trump, and in the last Marquette poll conducted in late September, Harris had a 4-point lead among both groups, but still within the margin of error. That's down to 1%. This race has tightened a bit, says poll director Charles Franklin. A bit? I think 4 points is a little more than a bit. If I haven't made it clear now, just let me say it again. It would not surprise anyone if Donald Trump wins, and it should not surprise anyone if Kamala Harris wins. And that's where we're at. The poll was conducted between October 16th and the 24th. They talked to 834 registered voters, 753 of which are considered likely to vote based on their voting record since 2016. The margin of error was plus or minus 4.4 percentage points, and this is 50 to 49, so it's significantly less than that for both registered voters and likely voters. So really what's happening, other polls aggregated by Real Clear Polling show Trump with a slight lead in Wisconsin. In 2020, the election in Wisconsin was decided by less than a percentage point, and that's where we are now. Franklin has noted the Marquette poll was off by 4 points that year and by 6 points in 2016. Suffolk University USA Today poll of 500 likely voters in Wisconsin last week found Trump at 48 and Harris at 47 with a margin of error of 4.4 percentage points. So we have no idea who's going to win. I still think all those voters who haven't made up their mind are not going to make up their mind till they're standing in front of that ballot and they pick. And that's what it's going to come down to. Just so you know, we're going to have election coverage for most of the day. And then in the evening, we're going to have a special from my Truth Summit that's going to be going on from 6 to 8. And then at 8 o'clock, are we going to simulcast? We're going to simulcast with our sister station, 620 WTMJ. I'll be on with John McCure, and we'll be chopping it up till 11 o'clock, trying to keep up with what's going on in the election. We're going to have no idea. So we're going to need some people to be watching TV, and we're going to call and see what people, because I'm going to be calling Jason and Kyle, and I'm going to be calling, if Sherwin is available. I'm going to be calling people and say, hey, what you think? What's going on? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? So are you going to go to any parties that night, election parties? You staying at home, right? You can go to Brady Street. I heard you can go to Brady Street. You have a good time there.
I'm at the crib.
Just in case one side decided they mad because their opponent won, and then they might start, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think people are going to be like they were before, crying, and they're just going to break down and go home. Like, what are you going to protest? You're going to get 4 more years of the same stuff from somebody. And your city still has shootings and 15-year-olds getting charged with reckless homicide of a 12-year-old, stuff like that. I don't hear you complain about it. You talk more about an election than you do the own city that you live in. I don't understand. I don't get it. But then again, hey, it's not you. It's me.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What's good, y'all? This is 1017 The Truth's Telly Hughes, and I am Milwaukee. The goal of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is to provide a platform for citizens of Milwaukee and Truth Nation to have their voices heard about concerns that have daily, direct impact. So join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Okay, Fred, so I got some questions.
What's up?
Where should I go if I want to start my own business?
You go to EerieInsurance.com.
Okay, Fred, so where should I go if my kid needs an internship or if I need a job? Where do I go?
You go to EerieInsurance.com.
Okay, so what if I want to work for a company that believes in diversity, has great benefits, and growth for people like us?
You already know. It's EerieInsurance.com.
Man, so Fred, I just need to go to Erie Insurance?
Go to EerieInsurance.com for all that you need.
It's amazing.
The WIAA football playoffs is here. We have a huge battle this Friday night as the number 1 seeded Marquette Hilltoppers take on the number 4 seeded De Pere Redbirds. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Come on. Did you violate it?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Wayne said, Dr. Ken, Carver's in the Brewers Hill area. That's the north side. Black people live over there. Dude, what's going on? We're trying to claim the whole city. Stop. No, but they said the value of that property is extremely high. Why not sell the buildings and then use the properties for affordable housing? No. Let's try rebuilding the school. Less schools, but let's try rebuilding the schools. I get what you're saying, but you do understand not everywhere there can be affordable housing, number one. Number two, they're not building affordable housing in Brewers Hill. So what I would suggest you do, and Wayne, understand that's a great idea. Go to the city development Go to the Department of City Development and look at the plans that they have for the city. You want to know what's going on in the city and where it's headed? That's where you need to go. You'll be surprised. Oh, my Apple Watch finally died. When I got here to the station, my wrist vibrated and I looked down and it said 10%, which is pretty good because that was around, 3, 4, 5 hours ago. So pretty good. That's a good idea, Wayne. I think that it's important, but the people that live in neighborhoods decide who lives in their neighborhood. Like they decide who they're going to sell to. They decide who they're going to, and that's just how it is. You know what I mean? It just is. So I didn't hear you speaking on the man in Minnesota who shot the black man and wasn't arrested till 5 days later. I haven't gotten there yet, Dion. Man, Dion be on something. You peeking over my shoulder, looking at the news stories I got? So a couple things. I'm just kind of go through them. Harris promises to represent all Americans after Biden's remark on Trump supporters and garbage. Actually, it wasn't Trump supporters and garbage. He called Trump supporters garbage. So, yeah. Just going through. Evidently, Starbucks is having sluggish sales, and they discontinued olive oil drinks to simplify its menu. Well, bottom line is, I don't know anybody that would drink olive oil. And the second thing is, it's too expensive. Have you been to Starbucks lately? I love me some Starbucks, but it's just getting too expensive. So let me find this story because it kind of disturbed me. Nope, that's where it was. I remember now. Let me find it. I love the internet. It's so instant. All right, so check this out. You ready? A GoFundMe page, this is from news1.com, has been launched. Thank you for that, Dion. Has been launched for Davis Maturi, the black man who was shot by his neighbor who had been racially harassing him for months. On October 23rd, he was shot in the neck by 54-year-old John Herbert Salchak while he was pruning a tree. He was rushed to the hospital. Doctors found a bullet lodged next to his spine, and he was left without significant injuries. He was left with significant injuries, including a fractured spine and broken ribs. Authorities said tensions between the two had been escalating for months, characterized by harassment and racially charged threats against Maturi. Police said Salchak threatened Maturi on several occasions, warning him not to touch my tree again or he would kill him. There's a GoFundMe page which has a goal of $50,000 created by his wife, Caroline. The page is created to help the family recover from the recent tragedy. Caroline wrote in the GoFundMe description, "I wish I could say it's hard to believe my family's going through this. Unfortunately, what has happened to my husband is one of many instances of a lack of justice for black men. Shortly after moving in, our neighbor began harassing us, threatening us, stalking us, multiple calls to the police for help. We were constantly informed nothing could be done," which is a lie. At one point, an officer who responded to our distress told us to just move out. Maturi and his family have been dealing with his threats for a while. According to the criminal complaint, check this out. He experienced racist harassment since purchasing their house September of 2023. What are some of the key points? October 11, 2023, Maturi was approached by Salchak to discuss the tree on their property, and according to the complaint, he became irate, yelling and using racially charged language. Salchak told Maturi that if he touched the tree, he would take care of him. March 1st of this year, he approached Maturi while working outside his house on a ladder while verbally harassing him. Officials say he said he would put him in the hospital. May 28th of this year, he verbally threatened Maturi, called him a, can you say those words? Hang on a second. Okay, called him a black bastard and telling him, I'm going to kill you if you call the police again. All you people do is lie and commit crimes. Then October 8th, he verbally threatened and screamed racial slurs at Maturi from his second floor window. Salchak also once again brandished a knife from his window and threatened to kill him. He was taken into custody early Monday morning. Was charged with attempted murder, first-degree assault, stalking, and harassing for shooting. So, wait a minute. Hang on. Let me see what it's okay. So, one. Let me check my calendar. Maybe something's wrong with me. Hang on. Because I went to public school, so I gotta make sure my counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, that can't be right. So he was shot in the neck on October 23rd. Dion, you're right. He was shot in the neck October 23rd of 2024. And the story says he was taken into custody Monday morning. That's the 28th. What was he doing for 5 days? Where was this in Minnesota? Minneapolis. See, that's why I ain't moving to Minneapolis. I don't like nothing about Minnesota. If I had to choose between Minnesota and Mississippi, I wouldn't go to either one.
Mall of America.
No. I can only imagine what. No. I just can't. No. That's not me. That is, I don't even know how you get around that. Where is it? Yeah, somebody asked for the Erie Insurance. Ishmael asked for the Erie Insurance information. You can go to erieinsurance.com, just like the commercial just said, or one of their agents, Harry Santiago, 414-727-8284. That's 414-727-8284. You can call the main office, 262-798-1941. 262-798-1941. They can find you an agent, and then you can go from there. So somebody was asking, I need some Erie Insurance, help. They were on our Truth Summit on last Saturday and talked about the economics and how owning insurance can cause you to actually not lose everything you own, stuff like that. Just simple stuff. Just simple stuff. 833-212-1017. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go to break, let me check. Somebody said, my dog, Carrie said their dog is 18 years old. So 18 times 7. So that's pretty old. They also said dogs, how 126. Huh? 7 times 18? Wait a minute. Let me do my own math. 7 times 18. Woo, Lord. That dog, technically in human years, is older than that 115-year-old woman that died the other day. That's the oldest living. Woo. Carrie also said dogs are expensive. Yes, they are. Dr. Ken, that neighborhood that shot that man and the police didn't do anything until the community had an uproar about it before the police got involved. Reports said the police found him to be a recluse and waited to catch him outside. Because they didn't want to what? Go in and like you literally tried to kill somebody and you know where they live and you didn't want to go into the house? But then again, I can see that. Because if you kick in the door and he shoots, you shoot him, the guy doesn't get justice. But if they wait for you to come outside and you think, I think the coast is clear, I can go outside. And then you can't, they got you. So good. Carrie said cats. Absolutely. I'm a cat person. Not that kind of cat person. I don't conceive dying and you going through my house and finding 827 cats and urine and feces all over the place. That's just gross. That's just gross. At least cats take care of themselves. Good cats take care of themselves, keep themselves clean. I just can't see people with dogs and dogs be licking on their face and on their lips. I'm like, what are you doing? That is gross.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
People will tell you that race is a social construct and that there's no biological reality that distinguishes between a white individual and a black individual. So what does that mean if there are these quote-unquote disparities, right? It means that the way we move through a society is markedly different, right? And that the experience that we have has biological consequences. Is when you're in a society where people are constantly discriminating against a certain group, denying access, don't have control over the institutions that govern our lives. All of those things create a biological reality and a response, whether it's a stress hormone or a fear or something that could be passed on, what we call epigenetics, which means what my mother or my grandmother experienced had an effect on what formed me in my responses to those stressors. That's how we can be two individual people with very little difference, but have totally, vastly different experiences as we move through our reproductive health.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Kamala Harris is pushing taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners. She admitted it.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Just listen to what Charlemagne the God had to say.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners. Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports. Kamala's pushing her far-left agenda and ignoring our community. While we're struggling to pay our bills, Kamala's giving free health care and free housing to illegals. They're getting our jobs, and they're bringing crime and drugs to our neighborhoods. And what do we get? Nothing but empty promises that lead to empty wallets. Kamala's giving welfare to illegals and paying for sex changes for inmates. Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for us.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President 2024, Inc.
Milwaukee faces significant wealth gaps, but change is possible. Join entrepreneur Arlo Washington on November 13th for a transformative discussion on building wealth in underserved communities. Featured in the Oscar-nominated documentary The Barber of Little Rock, Washington's insights are a must-hear. Attend for free, in person or online. Get your ticket at uwm.edu/SCE. Sponsored by the Tommy G. Thompson Center on Public Leadership and hosted by UWM School of Continuing Education.
Still seeing some delays eastbound 94 from about 92nd Street all the way through the stadium interchange where there is an accident there. Delays stick around till about 35th Street. Westbound's heavy out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43 backing up from just before North Avenue down past the Marquette and then on down to the KK River. Southbound on 41 also seeing delays from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rain and storms, breezy, warm, a low of 64. Tomorrow, chance of showers, mainly early, windy with falling temperatures, a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Truth Sports update on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Kyle Wallace. The Green Bay Packers were back on the practice field today, and the thing everyone has been talking about was the status of franchise quarterback Jordan Love. Love injured his groin on Sunday in a win against the Jaguars and was one of 7 players from the Packers who did not practice today. This will be something to watch throughout the week as the Packers host divisional rival the Detroit Lions in a game for first place in the NFC North on Sunday. The Milwaukee Bucks are off today, but prepare for a road matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night. The Bucks are looking to get back in the winning column after losing 3 straight games. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. and can be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 330. You are terrible. So, how many games have the Bucks played? Like 4? 5?
Yeah, 4. I think 4. I think we 4.
And they're 1-3.
Yeah.
Bucks are terrible.
They suck.
They don't. They got to play
Bucks.
62 games.
I love the Bucks.
You're the same person that called dancing Michael Jackson moves. Like, really? I asked dude, could he dance? He's like, well, I can move like Michael Jackson. I'm
I can
like,
do a
that's
couple
not
Mike moves.
That's not dancing. That is not dancing. Number 1. Number 2, let me get to my call, but we got to come back to the whole WWE is better than NFL.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Oh, my gosh. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Can you help me, please?
In reference to what?
Are you a sports fan?
To a degree.
Football versus WWE, which is better?
I take football.
Y'all don't understand WWE.
Dude, we've been watching fake wrestling longer than you've been alive. So stop.
Well, see, the only thing is the wrestling can starting to become like General Hospital.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah, it is.
Start coming with bad plots.
Hey, wait a minute. General Hospital ain't got bad plots. I watch General Hospital every day.
I know, but when it started getting to the wrestling and it can kind of change the thing a little bit. But what I was going to say,
yes, sir.
Y'all was talking about dogs. Kango is another good dog where the bite force is double and triple a pit bull. So I was going to say that. And
That's
then the other thing I was going to say, how can we get our black people to start believing in themselves? Because I know we have issues with the migrants, but one of the most powerful things that we have is our own potential. And I'm starting to feel like we're not recognizing our potential that a lot of people are scared of, because we are creators, innovators. We can figure things out without even reading the formula. But for some reason, sometimes we get so caught up on other things, we're not recognizing the real potential that we have that other people are afraid of.
That's a hard question to answer. I mean, the bottom line is we've been taught for generations that we are not able to do certain things. We've been taught over generations that all the things that we can't do is because someone else. But I remember Jim Crow, pre-civil rights, we actually had better schools, better graduation rates, better literacy, jobs, businesses, ownership. But somewhere, and I forget who said it. Tori might have even said it. I know I've said it. Integration did not treat us well. We got bamboozled. Well, that too. Bamboozled. Also with Brown versus the Board of Education. They took our schools and shut them down and shipped us off and diluted the black community. And I don't think we've ever been able to survive unless we do what you said, Al. Step up, recognize that we're great, that what we can do, whatever obstacles you get, you work around it. Stop blaming a systemic system that you didn't create. get in the system and change it, or be quiet and just move forward. And I don't know what else to tell you.
All right, because I was going to say, because I was looking at how, I was like, we were plumbers, we got the trucking industry, the hauling industry.
Right.
We got so many things that we can gravitate to, and we have the technology of today. And back in the 60s, there was next to no technology, and a lot of black people were getting there. So I'm like, how is it that we're not recognizing the potential we have now with the technology now than we had back then? Because I think we're getting too caught up on looking at other people when the individual was always the resource. But if they can keep your memory cloud, you won't ever recognize it. And I was just trying to, figure that out for our people. That's all. So have a good day.
All right. Thank you much.
All right. Bye-bye.
But can you figure it out for your people or figure it out for you? Like, it's going to take a lot of explaining and a lot of change that is encrusted in our children's minds. I'm not saying interracial is bad. It's not. I'm saying at some point, we have to come to a reckoning that we have diluted our power purposefully. And one of the reasons why it happened is because we were told and sold a bill of goods that was garbage. I sound like Biden now. So we have this thing where we think it's better to live in a suburb. It's safer to live in suburbs were created for white people to move out of cities where black people moved in. Fine. Best thing I know what we can do, let's put up a toll road. You want to move out to the suburbs? Hey, God bless you. Got to pay to come into the city. And that's city money, not state, city. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Let's use the Constitution. Let's use city ordinances, county and state, to make this place better for us. That's all we can do. Hey, the Truth is home to Marquette University High School Hilltoppers football. We have a round 2 playoff matchup as the Marquette Hilltoppers look to keep their playoff journey alive as they host the De Pere Redbirds. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock this Friday evening. High school sports on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation!
And all our juicy jammers out there.
Make certain that you tap into Jam with Juice each and every day so you can quench your thirst.
That is right. You already know you can sip on us every single day, like Benjamin said, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. But that's not all, y'all.
Catch us exclusively on YouTube for our 6 to 7 show.
Yep, only on Thursdays.
Catch Jammin' with Juice each and every day on 101.7 The Truth.
Now sip on that.
What distinguishes Old National Bank from other lenders in helping people buy their first home and furthering their small businesses?
One thing that really makes us stand out is our grants. We have 2 really big grants right now specifically for first-time home buyers buying in Milwaukee County. The first one is for $15,000. They have to be buying within Milwaukee County and reach certain income limits. And then the second one is for $20,000, and that is through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Indiana. We're headquartered in Indiana, as you know, Denise. So that is a second grant, and that is really the highest, most robust grant program throughout the entire southeastern Wisconsin area. So it's it's up to $35,000 essentially that a person could be receiving for their first home. If you are in a position that you're looking to buy your first home throughout Milwaukee County, please give me a call. Please contact me. I'm more than happy to help everybody that I can.
And what's your number, Anna?
Sure.
How can they reach you?
414-978-0283.
Your drink, sir? This virtual vacation is brought to you by Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. For the full experience, visit flymke.com to explore our many nonstop destinations. With super convenient parking and low fares, flying from Milwaukee makes traveling so easy, it's like starting your vacation early. Fly easy, fly MKE.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Get the look you want for your home with customizable windows and doors from Pella. The durability of materials gets tested tens of thousands of times to ensure they last for years to come. Pella offers custom colors and innovative features like shades between the glass. And right now, celebrate Gina Della's 60th birthday with 0 for 60. Put 0 down, get 0 interest for up to 60 months. Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Certain restrictions apply. Visit PellaWI.com.
My name is Adrienne, and I was hurt in a car accident. What Gruber Law Office has done for me was made me feel safe. It didn't cost me anything, just one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by American Family Insurance. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Want to say thank you for hanging out with us. Let me see, Carrie and let me see what somebody just put. Island Puerto Rico has a landfill pollution crisis. Yes, it does. Want to say thanks to Ishmael and Dion and Wayne and Brian and Ann and everybody, Al and everybody, Sandra. Good to hear from you. Appreciate it. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Who's coming up next? Tori Lowe's coming up. And make sure you check that out for the next 3 hours for the best in Milwaukee Black Talk Radio. Want to say thank you to Jason. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. I'm out.